much love back to bring some more power to keep you juvenated and going and flowing. And I don't have to ask how you're doing because you are alive and breathing. And I always call down that protection from our great creator for ourselves, from ourselves, forever protected in our families, children, whoever we connected to, and whatever we're connected to. Because when we have the art and the power of observation, we can see through smoke screens and storms. That's why I always give honor to those that have passed. May they rest in peace and in power, which would go for my grandparents and my dad, and any one of you that have those that have passed you held dear. May they forever rest in peace and in power. And anyone that was connected to my family that passed, may they forever rest in peace and in power. And my ancestors, I always talk about them, on every podcast or video, because I keep their spirit alive. My family is why I'm here. That's my DNA. So I honor them. And that's because I've learned the art of observation. And my brothers and sisters, that's what we should do from time to time. The power of it, the art of it, study it, learn it. You'll see the world in a whole new light through the power of observation. But if you're moving and going and not being still and not taking those moments of solitude, you won't notice the art of observation. And the art of observation comes over time. You see a lot of things when you observe. You see the world, you see a lot of things that you never paid attention to when you take the time to observe. Now, this can be with family, individuals, yourself, anything that you're connected to, especially if it has something to do that's real and you need in your life. Well, not need, but as far as loving someone and getting someone to that level they can be so they can make it in life. And whether it's children or the loved one you're with, male or female, observation comes in handy in all these areas, especially when it comes to challenges, because stepping back and observing things will help you to learn yourself and others. I always say self-awareness is the best education. If you don't know yourself, you can't begin to know anything else or anyone else. And never be afraid to be you, no matter what. And just be true. Don't be malice. Don't have hate or envy or any of those things in you, because that will distract you from any observation. You can't study if your mind is cloudy. You can't show love if you don't have love. You can't get knowledge when you're seeking it if you're not observing and taking the time to study whatever mission you're on or whatever goal you try to make. Every goal we go into, we have to play out the scenarios and study it and see the outcomes and things that can go south. All these apply to observing. And that's the art of it. When you can finally get there, it happens over time. It don't happen overnight. But when you got it, you got it. One must plow through, keep going. There's always going to be obstacles. We know this. Don't let that stop you. Never let self-doubt get into your psyche or your system. And if it does happen to kind of get to you, if things happen to kind of get to you, I always say, step back for a moment, study yourself. Any negative energy that's coming at you from anything, any area, entity, individual, whatever it is, break it down, observe it, see where it's coming from and why it's coming. And once you take the time to do that, you will miss a lot of bullets, so to speak. Been there, done that. One must always be focused. It's the only way you're going to observe things around you and keep things moving and keep things flowing. And being righteous plays a very key part. If you don't have a righteous heart, you're not going to make it very far. And again, what I always say, whatever's going on the inside, the universe, the creator, God, whatever you want to call it, there's a force that pulls in things out of you because we are human beings and we are not perfect. And especially when we're not righteous and we don't have any focus, we're just a train wreck waiting to happen. It will jump out. And we've seen it in brothers and sisters, and that's sad. I don't gloat and stuff like that. I don't like to see individuals fail. I've been down and out. I've been homeless, and I know what it's like to feel alone and not feel like you have no one. So, and I'm sure a lot of my brothers and sisters have been down that road. We all have different challenges, but whether bad or not so bad, we've been there. So that's what make us become a righteous brother or a righteous sister, because we don't want to see anyone else go through what we went through. And the teaching will continue. And the more and more brothers and sisters become teachers, we have our students ready, which is the generation that's coming behind us. And these things can be done. This generation can be taught. We have to stop letting self-doubt get in there, and TV and media, things around us. No, you control whatever environment that you're in. Just observe, study. Don't ever go off your emotions or impulses. Always gets us in trouble. You'll hear me talk about impulses a lot, because again, one has been there and done that. And it don't matter what age you are either. You can be wise at a young age. It just depends on the individual. Some brothers and sisters are fortunate to get that spark at a young age. And, a lot of us don't. But as long as we do, I don't think it's ever too late to contribute good, righteous things to the world, as long as you're doing it. Because once you have made your peace with the Creator and put away all bad things that you used to do. And my ladies and gentlemen, when we can get to that point, it is a lovely thing. But observation is a very key component in life. And if you can just stay focused, which is not easy to do, that's why we have to practice these things. That's why we have to pay more attention to what we do, what we say, people around us, and not just flow through life and not pay attention to everything. And even if this can be done even when you're working, because I do this and I make time for myself and so I can power up. One must always take those times and power up and charge up. You can't let yourself become beat down and tired because you don't think. When you're tired, you don't think correctly. You don't think clear. So that's why you have to take those moments and step back. Even when you're on the job, go in the bathroom for about 5 minutes, 10 minutes, stretch just to keep your mind focused. Little things like that will keep you on track. But these things don't come to you unless you use the art of observation. And once you know the power of it, and like I said before, you know when to use your power, how to use your power, and when not to use your power. But being an observer, it will help you through it all. And patience, the power of patience, you have to have that too. That's also applies in the power of observation. You have to be patient. And, they say, that old saying, I know it's just an old saying, a cliche, but good things come to those who wait. But good things also come to those who observe and study and work for what they earn and didn't run over nobody to get it or tore nobody down. That's the beautiful thing about reaching that goal. When you observed and studied and worked hard to get to that goal. And that's the power of it, the power of observation. It can get you to anything you want in this life. And this is for my young brothers and sisters and my older brothers and sisters. You just keep fighting. You'll get there. Never give up the fight. You can't get to the light if you give up the fight. That's why you have to observe, and especially ourselves the most. We really have to pay attention to ourselves because we can be our own worst enemy. I've said this so many times because one can be their own worst enemy and not even know it. And we really have to work on our thought process. And once we can check that and study and observe that inner, the outer will be so beautiful and things will become simple to you. Things that you would, just things, how things happen out of the blue, and you think it's the end of the world. And a lot of times in our minds, we can make things seem a lot more worse than they really are. But if you use the art of observation and always say, step back for a moment and observe the whole situation and not just the surface, you can make it through any challenge like that. Even the most difficult challenges, you will find a way, because the art of observation helps you to see everything. I mean, if you take it really serious and you are really genuine, passionate, real, righteous, positive human being, from the heart, you will observe. A person a real individual that's trying to reach people and want people to grow and want them to help their families, just keep passing the baton on. Observation helps this. We have to use observation. If you're not observing and you're too busy, you're going to miss the negative energies. That's another reason why you have to know that power of observation, because things can catch you off guard. You have to always be aware, and be ready, because if you're wanting to pull others up and wanting others to grow, you can't have negative energy stopping you. So you have to observe them too. And even then, you deflect certain negative energies without them even know that you're deflecting them. That's how smooth and cool the art of observation can go. So yeah. So study that on a daily basis, my soldiers and soldierettes. Never let nothing stop you from achieving your goal, whether it's you doing something for the family, or you trying to get somewhere on a job, anything in life that seems difficult. You can't see the elephant if you're standing too close. And that's a great quote from the great Dave Chappelle. And I have to say, that brother is the king of observation. And that's a good example. And I can name many that we know that are powerful when it comes to words, and he's definitely one of them. So use that art and know the power of observation. Study, my brothers and sisters, yourself and your surroundings, and whatever you're knowledgeable, if you're reading or studying up on something, and if you got challenge in life, always play out scenarios and see what the consequences are. Whatever it is, play things out in your mind. Close your eyes and really play out that situation in your mind. And my brothers and sisters, that is the art and the power of observation, if you're able to do that. So that's my positive thought, and that's my real thought. And y'all stay up out there. Stay strong. Let nothing hold you down. Let nothing hold you back. Remember, you fought. I don't like to use that word hard, but sometimes in our life, things can seem a little hard until we wake up and we know it's not hard as we thought it was. Like I said, sometimes in our minds, we can build things up and make them seem worse than what they are. That's when the power of observation comes in. So that's my thought, and I give honor to my brothers and sisters that take the time to join me in another EBX discussion. And I give honor to my family, my children, their mothers, brothers and sisters all over the world. May you have peace in your part of the world, wherever you are, right now. And forever have a great, great, strong one.